Let's ignore all practical considerations of the feasibility of a stateless society for now, and just address the arguments about the legitimacy of the state. First, let's look at what a state is. It's a person or persons claiming an area and saying, if you live in this area, you have to pay a bunch of money, taxes, and obey the rules, laws, we made up. And they'll say that in so many words. Why is the area they claim theirs? Why do they own this area? Some may argue it's because they made deals with other states, such as the Louisiana Purchase, or local states getting together and forming a single state, but that then begs the question, why are the other states legitimate? There's no reason. It's all arbitrary. Now, an argument you'll get from a statist, and that's most people, is love it or leave it. If you don't like it, fuck off to Somalia. The love it or leave it argument is very silly. It just asserts the very issue that's in question, that the state is legitimate. Now, they may then say, well, they've got the guns, so deal with it, probably thinking that they're some hard-nosed realist. But the truth is the state cannot be maintained by force alone. For example, the state in Iraq is maintained by belief in the state in the United States. More money is spent on the war in Iraq than the GDP of Iraq and Afghanistan, and probably Somalia as well. These wars are maintained by doofuses back in the U.S. thinking, well, I don't like paying taxes, but that's just the way it is, death and taxes. And no, running around yelling, the Constitution, like a chicken with its head cut off is not an argument. The Constitution is a claim. That's what we're talking about here. I understand that ownership of land is subjective, and people in various overlapping clusters come up with various criteria of property ownership and what you have to do to own land, but by no rational standard can folks claim that all this land, most of which they have never even touched, is owned by people who call themselves the state. The state is not legitimate, and it cannot be maintained by force alone. The state is maintained by one thing: ignorance.